Welcome everyone. My name's Dan Harding, Head of Music Performance here at the University of Kent. Thank you for joining us. This is just a brief opportunity to introduce you to some of this year's Music Society members who are all busy engaged in studying all manner of subjects. Extracurricular music here at Kent is an opportunity for students across the university, whatever they may be studying, to come and be involved in extracurricular music making. So I thought today would be a useful opportunity to actually introduce some of those poor souls who are busy trying to combine an academic degree with being involved in extracurricular music. So first up is Carmen. Hello, Carmen.
Hi, how are you?
So Carmen, just tell us a little bit about yourself. You're here studying drama and theatre studies.
Yes, and I just got back from doing a year abroad. 7 months abroad pre-pandemic, but most of a year abroad. But yeah.
And were you able to similarly get involved in extracurricular music while you were away?
Yes, I got involved in the university chorus that they had there, and I also did a bit of Anglican choir singing to keep up with my sight reading weekly and things like that, just to keep it ticking over. Yeah. So.
Fantastic. I'm just going to shut my window.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Excessive motorcycle background drone. Brilliant. So, and you're presumably not yet back in Canterbury?
No, I'll be coming back this weekend. Very excited. Looking forward to it.
A suitcase full of musical scores, I trust, maybe?
Of course. Always. Ready to go. Yeah.
Correct answer. Great. Welcome aboard, Carmen. Okay, next up, say hello to Maddie. Hello, Maddie.
Hi.
So, Maddie, you're also reading drama and theatre studies.
Yeah.
Were you similarly away last year?
Yeah, in Canada with Carmen. Yeah, it was fun.
You're a clarinettist, aren't you? Did you take your clarinet with you?
I did. And I took a music class alongside my studies. So not ensemble playing, but performance class, which was really good.
Excellent. So you were similarly combining your studies and being involved in extracurricular music while you were away.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're carrying on, hopefully doing the same thing this year.
Hopefully, yeah.
Brilliant. Welcome aboard. And our final guest this afternoon is Harriet. Hello, Harriet.
Hi. Hiya.
So where are you? You're similarly not back in Canterbury?
No, I'm going back in, not this weekend coming, but the next one. So the weekend before term starts, it's just going to be a bit stressful.
Good. And will you similarly be bringing back a suitcase full of songs to sing?
I think so. I hope so. Yeah, got my folder ready.
Fantastic. Good. So this is for the benefit of people who might be out there thinking about getting involved in extracurricular music and wondering how to do so. So think back, Harriet, to starting last year. How did you manage to get involved in music? Because just tell us a little bit about what you were in last year.
So obviously it was very different last year to how it's going to be this year, which is going to be a bit more virtual, I think, because obviously the limit and everything with coronavirus. So last year at the beginning of term, I came to the I came to the stall at the Freshers' Fair, had a little look and see if there's anything there that I liked, then came to the speech or the talk about the Music Society and just the department and everything. And it really I signed up to a lot of things. I just went a bit mad, to be honest. I didn't quite realise how much I'd be in. But then once I signed up to everything, I was kind of like, I don't want to not be in any of this. There's nothing that I wouldn't want. So I signed up to chorus, orchestra and concert band. And then I auditioned for chamber choir and got in there, and then I was invited to the Sicilian choir. So that was basically filling up my week.
And had you looked ahead to find out what was going on, or did you just kind of dive in and hope there was something?
well, to an extent, I like dived in, but I also followed the Instagram page before I actually started, and I had a little look online to see kind of what the requirements were, if I was able to join all of the different groups and things, and what standard you have to be. But to be honest, it's all very chill. I think that, you know, if you come along and you show that you're enthusiastic about it, then it's great, and that we want you to come. Like, everybody is so welcoming. That it's just great to be involved.
And did you find that the same, Carmen, when you were a fresh-faced fresher all those years ago?
Those years ago. Yeah, I actually was really drawn to the University of Kent when I first was looking and applying for places, specifically because of the department, because of the extracurricular department, and also the support that you get in music making there alongside doing the degree. So yeah, it was. You look online and you go, wow, there's all these things going on, and I don't actually have to study music. I could do, my actual degree and have it all alongside. But sometimes it feels like you're doing another, like, kind of both. But it's amazing, and yeah. So I was really drawn to the whole university, because of the opportunities with the scholarship and the society.
But you also take part in. It's not just the music society that you're in, is it? You're also part of another society too.
Yes, so I've been quite involved with the Musical Theatre Society over my first 2 years at uni as well, which has been it's kind of chaotic but very exciting. Various different things. I was in an a cappella group with them, as well as all of the choirs, so chamber, Sicilian, chorus, and I was also did a lot of musical directing for company, sometimes company. I did that in my second year, and also with the Theatre Society, I ended up doing musical directing for a play called Marine Parade by Simon Stevens, which had 9. So it wasn't a musical; it was like a play with some songs. Okay. So I was doing that and leading the band in that as well. So there's been many an opportunity to really get involved and make music and things. So it's been very exciting, and I'm really looking forward to being back. But yeah.
Fantastic. And how about you, Maddie? Similarly, because you're also, like Carmen, presumably juggling being in about 97 plays, doing drama and so on. How did you first become involved?
I actually came to Kent a little bit later, decided to come a bit later. So I didn't really know there was a huge music scene. So it was quite nice to join and surprise myself with how much I could carry on joining. So I joined orchestra and concert band, and then went on to join chorus and Sicilian choir later, and then Pops orchestra, which was great. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
And presumably it hasn't, all the music that you've been involved in hasn't actually stopped you from interrupted your academic studies, if you like. You've been able to juggle everything you've been involved in with your studies.
Yeah, not at all. I don't think it's not taken any time out of what I would commit to doing theatre and drama out. It's really has not encroached on my degree at all. There's always time, and you're not forced into joining too much. You can join the bits you want to join, and then if it's too much, it's too much. But I've never found that.
That's the thing. I mean, I guess you were all involved in music at school and so on before you came to university, and actually had some experience of trying to juggle, your GCSEs and your A levels were being involved at school. Was that true for all of you? Harriet, was that true for you before you came?
Yeah, definitely. I was in absolutely tons at school, bordering on being way too much, meaning that I couldn't really handle my A levels, to be honest. But that was different though, because it wasn't really my choice. I know it sounds a bit weird, but I was kind of forced into doing a lot of it to kind of bring the school on in the music department at school. But here I feel like if I don't want to do something or it's too much, I can just say, and it wouldn't be a problem at all. So yeah.
Yeah. And presumably being in extracurricular music and in the music society, it's acted as a catalyst for kind of friendships and social things as well, because you would meet people who you wouldn't necessarily have met if they're not studying the same course. So you guys wouldn't have necessarily have met because Harriet, you're not studying the same as Carmen and Maddie. So there's hopefully a nice social element to it as well. Have you found that particularly?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And there's usually kind of a great many social events and so on. Who is the social secretary for the? I thought it was you. Have you got any ideas up your sleeve for
Yeah, so obviously, depending on restrictions and things, I'm really hoping we'll have a couple of in-person things, but obviously with the situation as it is, I've also got ideas for a virtual open mic night possibly happening every now and again. And also, you know, quizzing sounds great. But yeah, and I think we've got the good thing about Canterbury is there's so many open spaces, and I think we could probably figure out some socially distant thing. And the campus in general as well. It's just really open. So yeah, I hope we can make it work and have a really great year in terms of the social side of society. But yeah, outside of rehearsals, so it should be really good.
Usually most of you can be found colonizing the foyer space, can't you?
Yes.
Even in between sort of, you know, lectures and seminars and rehearsals and so on. Collier Fergus has become like an epicenter of
hub. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you find that, Maddie, when you finally got involved in musical things, that you were hibernating in the foyer most of the time?
Yeah, all the time. I'm always there. I can't wait to get back. It's been so strange not having that space.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? Because we've all been involved in music, and we're all used to sort of rehearsing and performing and so on. Suddenly, we weren't able to do that for 5 or 6 months during lockdown, and unless you had to drive up for a rehearsal in Barnard Castle while you were getting an eye test or something. But we don't need to go into that right now. But so yes, there's been a whole part of our lives missing, I think, hasn't there? And actually now the opportunity for us to sort of tentatively find our way back into doing things. And I think we're trying to make it so that we can have the larger scale things like chorus and orchestra and concert band that would have taken place in person will take place online, at least in the first instance, so that people are able to still keep playing the repertoire. And the smaller ensembles, like some of the chamber choirs in the instrumental groups and so on, will happen socially distantly in order to make sure that at least there's some element of being able to carry on. Do you have a particular musical memory of something that you were involved in before? Carmen, let's start with you. Do you have a standout moment?
Yeah, well, many. Can I say 2? Is that allowed? Yeah,
absolutely, gone in.
Okay, so in second year we did Dido and Aeneas, and I played the Sorceress, which was really exciting, really fun, and it was great combining, obviously because I do theatre, it was great combining that with the singing. And I'd also say when we did in first year, all that time ago, when we did the Lost Consort, was a dog. Yeah, not my dog. But yeah, I've got cats in this house. But no, in first year we did the Lost Consort.
Sorry, it's my dog.
Is that your dog, Maddie?
Mika.
Sorry, he thought the door went.
Yeah, but we did that Lost Consort in the in that what was that building in Canterbury? You know, there was 8 of us singing Plain Chant.
The Roman Undercroft.
Yes, in the Undercroft. I thought that's literally stood out to me, because singing that like 11th century music in like an 11th century place was just incredible. And there was only 8 of us, so and we were all spaced out. So that sounds like COVID friendly. Isn't it? Do that again. Yeah, but that really, I really loved that. That was really great.
That's right. I mean, the thing with Canterbury is that it's full of these historic spaces and venues, isn't it? And yes, we took down some Plain Chant and some
William Byrd.
That's right, some Byrd and Palace, and we the 8 of us sang in a horseshoe shape with the audience.
Yeah, and I was the one alto with all the third years, and I was like, oh, like, and every piece started with an alto line, and I was like, okay, but it was really good. It was really fun.
That's right. We found lots of the Byrd and the Tallis actually did begin. The beginning of the 4-part mass started with an alto introduction. So
no pressure at all.
How about you, Harriet? Is there a standout memory for you from last year?
Yeah, definitely. I think my standout memory. Annoyingly, I think it probably would have been singing in the crypt with chamber choir, but we didn't quite get there. But hopefully next year, never know. But I think it would be singing the carol service and leading that in the cathedral. That was just like really, really lovely. I mean, just having that big open space to just, and then you're at the top on the rear, like the stairs. Oh, I love that. Yeah, definitely that was.
Yes, yeah. Obviously, as you say, we might not necessarily be doing things in quite the same way this year, but there are plans still to observe the Christmas season with either some socially distanced carols or filming something, so that at least we're able to do some kind of observation of the choral thing. Carmen's proving that she's also got a pet.
Sorry, he just jumped up on me, and I was like, "Not the time, Bean, not the time."
It's all part of working from home now, isn't it? And being at home, suddenly there'll be a small child wandering, hopefully one that you know, or a pet. Harriet, have you got a small animal leaping around that's waiting to get their moment on camera?
He's downstairs. Yeah, the dog is downstairs, but I don't think he's not allowed upstairs, so we're okay.
Oh, very lovely. And what about you, Maddie? Do you have a standout moment from before?
I think I would have to go with reading the lines of Dorothy in the chorus, Wizard of Oz. Like that was just the funniest thing I've ever been a part of, and so much fun. It was great. And that was part of the Summer Music Week, wasn't it? Sorry?
That was part of the Saturday Gala concert in Summer Music Week?
Yeah, Summer Music Week's just the best thing. Like that final concert at the end of the week is just like so wholesome and such a great thing to be a part of. It's my favorite part of the year, like every year, definitely.
And yes, I think the chorus was singing a medley from that film, and you had the part of Dorothy, didn't you?
Yeah. So each, like, there was a few of, like, David was the Scarecrow and Carmen was the witch again, and it was just so fun.
Sorcerer and Dido and Aeneas and the Witch in the Wizard of Oz. We're going to have to find something non-witch oriented for you this week, Carmen, just so you don't feel. Are you
sure I can do that? Am I just inherently evil, Dan? Is that what you're trying to say? No.
I didn't say that. So the last thing then is, imagine that think back to when you were a fresher and you're just setting foot onto the university for the first few times, and you're wondering about getting involved in music, but you're not quite sure, or maybe slightly anxious that there'll be an expectation of combining all this music making, particularly if, like Carmen and Maddie, you're in about 97 things, and Harriet, you're also, you were the cook. No, what were you? You were the Duchess in Alice in Wonderland back in February and so on. So imagine that you're wanting to get involved, but you're not sure how you might juggle your music making and your extracurricular commitments with your course of study. How would you reassure someone, or how would you enthuse somebody that they might get involved? Carmen, let's start with you.
I really don't see it as much of a task to balance things at all, really, because, well, being at university gives you quite a bit of time, especially if you're in your first year, to really just get involved with things. And that's kind of what it's all about, getting involved and meeting new people and new friends and groups. And so it's just really exciting. And I really, really can't. I'm like more excited about trying to be like getting involved with music again than I am my degree.
I won't tell the courses in that.
No, I mean, I'm excited about both, but I'm just very excited about the singing. Yeah, I really think it's just very accommodating as well, the way, and you're so understanding. Like, the department is so supportive in everything you do, and so I really couldn't recommend it enough, and I'm really excited about it, basically.
Fantastic. How about you, Maddie? How would you enthuse someone who's thinking about getting involved in extracurricular music?
I think you just have to be brave, like just throw yourself into it, because it, like, not only is it about playing music, but you get to make so many friends, like Carmen said. Like, it is really a way to situate yourself. If it's something you love, like, you're surrounded by people who love it too. So it's a great way to get really stuck in.
And there is something particularly enjoyable about, you know, that sort of communal effort of being involved in rehearsing and performing. It's that sense that you're all doing things together and working towards a sort of a shared outcome in terms of the public performance. Harriet, what about you? If there was somebody wondering how they might get involved, how would you reassure them that it's okay for your sanity to be able to juggle music and whatever they might be studying?
Yeah, well, I think it's just like exactly that, really, to be honest, because I mean, in my first year, I know that it's only going to get worse with like the amount of work and things, but it's such a nice way to kind of like chill and have an evening where you've got something and you don't have to think about doing your reading or doing like a piece of work that you've been set. It's like, I mean, you obviously have to do that as well, but it's really nice to just have that break away from it all being so intense on your course. So I'd just say to people, just as what the other two have just said, really, is just like try it. Just, you might as well try. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. And what I'd also say is follow all of the Instagrams, make sure you like keep up to date with the Facebook page and Twitter and everything, just because that's really, really useful to see, because you can also go back a couple of years and see what's happened then, and if you like what's happened, like what they've done, but you can also see like upcoming events and the way that things are going to be working next year, like.
Absolutely. Yes, it's you know, all those kind of social media channels, particularly now when we're not able to, you know, all meet up in the Marquee and Eliot College car park and have the traditional welcome fair where everyone scrums in and you throw Music Society leaflets. And I think sometimes the Music Society stall has even had a bowl of sweets to try and lure people in, I seem to recall, and free pencils.
Pencils, yeah. Well, we'll be having the pencils this year. That's the question. I hope so.
Good.
This has now turned into a Music Society resource planning meeting, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for taking part. And to anyone who's watching, yes, by all means do. You know, the idea is very much to come along, find out what's going on in terms of extracurricular music. Do have a look at our Getting Involved page. The website for the music department is scrolling across the bottom of the screen as I speak. And if you go to the Getting Involved page, you can find out many of the ensembles that are taking part and ways in which to sign up for them, or some of them that have got auditions, some of the smaller chamber groups that might be happening in person. You can also sign up to auditions for those as well. So my thanks to Carmen, to Maddie and to Harriet for taking part. If you do have any questions or want to find out more about getting involved in extracurricular music at the University of Kent, by all means let me know. You can find contact details for me and for the Music Society as well on the department website. So hopefully we look forward to seeing some of you for extracurricular music making in the very near future. Cheerio team, thank you all very much. See you soon.
Bye.